So the reason why I went to On Location is after I left Bloomberg actually to stop working. I wanted to retire. I actually had a whole vision of what my next stage life was going to be, which included investing in small companies. I had a whole thesis about
Mm.
women-led companies that I felt like could we could fund and to help advance, which I did a lot of that after I left Bloomberg. But I did really miss being part of what I called the game. It was the epicenter of sports and entertainment, and I felt like that I had like one more like shot at this where I really wanted to do it one more time because it was a stage of my life. I just felt like, all right, let's go. So I actually called a friend of mine who I've known for a long time, who produced television for us when he was the CEO of Dick Clark. His name is Mark Shapiro, and I called him and I just said, "Hey, Mark, I don't know what you're doing." He was the COO, I think it was at the time of Endeavor, and I said, "I don't know what you're doing, and if you need any help, but I would love to do anything you want. I want to make myself available to you." And I said, "Just put me to work, whatever it is. I don't really care." And he said he was looking at buying this ticket and hospitality company called On Location, and I said,
Mm.
"Oh, I'm happy to do work with you on the diligence for that." So I did. And then once we conclude the diligence, he said, "Well, if we buy it, I want you to run it." And I said, 100%. And that's how I got it.
Awesome. Oh,
So
that's
and
amazing.
the reason why I got excited about Endeavor was and Mark was because Mark is really one of the biggest, most innovative change makers in the world. I've never
Mm.
known anybody like him. He was at a very young age. He was at ESPN. He was one of the people who truly formed what you know as ESPN today. He came
Wow.
up with almost most of the original programming that ESPN did. Came up with Sports Center, 30 on 30. I mean, he really was an innovator. He also transformed the Six Flags organization when he was the CEO of that into what you see now. uh,
Wow.
he got into television with Dick Clark and produced the Golden Globes and the American Music Awards, and then also the People Awards, which is what he did for me. It was amazing, and so he's just so innovative, and he really is one of the most incredible leaders there is. And his vision for and On Location was more than just a ticket and hospitality. What On Location does
Right.
is it partners with world's largest rights holders, and at the time help them take their ticket and have on-site hospitality in order for them to elevate their fan experience. And they did it for
Hmm.
the Super Bowl and the Final Four, and it was a good portfolio, but it was smaller than it was today. And his vision was to be the world's leader in not just ticket and hospitality, but in experiences. And that's what we set out to do.